So you worked side by side with Jimmy Lai for more than 2 decades. When you heard about the sentence yesterday, what was your reaction?
This trial, this arrest from day one, it's basically been a narrative the Chinese government and the Hong Kong government have to have. And so we knew we were going to go through this. They delayed this trial and delayed it as long as they could. And once the trial ended, we were like, okay, we can get started. And we were always lobbying up until that point and talking to people and doing things and raising support. But frankly, governments and people don't really start getting motivated until they know they can do something. And Hong Kong was given the benefit of the doubt of having a legitimate legal system. So while it was slow, people were willing to give it a chance. Now, of course, I think the trial of Jimmy Lai and the trial of many others has proved that there's really not an English legal system there anymore. There's not the rule of law. That was a pillar of Hong Kong.
So Jimmy Lai is 78 years old. He's been in solitary confinement for 5 years.
Yes.
His family has spoken about his heart conditions, diabetes. As far as you're aware, when is the last time that anyone in his family spoke with him? And as far as they know, what's his current condition?
Well, his wife sees him, 3 times or 4 times a month. His lawyers see him. So he is seen, unfortunately, it's only 30 minutes. I mean, in an entire year, his visitation time with his family is, less than 20 hours, combined. Jimmy is a strong man. I think if you look at some of the pictures, he's 6'1". He's a big guy. He's 22 or 23 kilos less than he was when he went in. That's by our number. He is not in great shape just because nobody would be in great shape. And he's 78 in a place, Hong Kong, where the average lifespan for a male is now 83, which is pretty impressive. But he's sitting in there and he's deteriorating quite quickly.
Given his condition and his age, do you consider this to essentially be a life sentence for him?
If they don't intend to move him out, it's one of the most cynical life sentences there is, because you could give him a life sentence or you could give him a 25-year sentence, but you give him a sentence that's 20, essentially, they're now saying, well, it's under 20, it's 18 years. He's 78 years old in prison. An 18-year sentence, it's a death sentence, and they know it. He knew that there was a potential for himself to die in prison. He knew that, and that's the thing that people have to understand. He and I discussed it. He told me, make sure you take care of my family. I am hopeful that the Beijing, after pressure from Keir Starmer, the Irish Prime Minister, and of course President Trump, I think they now see this as something that's probably just better to resolve.
For you, what is the lesson that the people of Taiwan should be taking away from Jimmy Lai's case and what has happened in Hong Kong?
Jimmy was pro-democracy because he believed in democracy. But that was after we protect the one country, two systems, which I think people in Taiwan look at and say, okay, when we're offered a deal with the Chinese, can we expect the deal to be held up to? And the answer is no. And that Jimmy is part of that answer for the Taiwanese people. He is your canary in the coal mine. The Taiwanese just need to come to grips. Even the KMT people, you're your own people, you're an identity. And the CCP will not allow that. So I got some bad news for you. They're not gonna come over here and say, oh, we want you to be this. They are scrubbing the identity of Hong Kong as it is, as nonchalant as Cantonese culture was. They're scrubbing it. They will scrub Taiwanese culture. So I myself think that the idea that there is some middle ground, there is some hope for people that you can make this deal with the devil, it's not there.